What's up, guys? Silent Mike here. We're going to talk a little bit about one of the most common questions I receive ever, and that is, when should I do my first powerlifting meet? How strong do I have to be before I compete in powerlifting, and how to go about that? Here are just a couple tips of mine for you guys on how to get into powerlifting as a sport and a competitor. The most common question itself is, how strong do I have to be before I compete in powerlifting? I don't think there's any numbers that you have to hit depending on your age, weight, height. It doesn't matter. Stop comparing to others and start worrying about progress. Progress and technique. Those are the two factors I would say that determine whether you're ready to compete or not. Technique being number one. Depending on the federation, there's different rules going on, but my suggestion is, as long as you are efficient enough in the movement to stay safe and follow the rules and commands of that federation that you'd plan to compete in, you're ready to compete in your powerlifting meet. It's actually kind of annoying and a little sad to me how many times I get the question, hey, I'm this tall, this old, this heavy, and my lifts are blah, 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 blah. How strong is that? What lifts do I need to be elite? How is this? How is that? How is this progress? Don't even worry about it. Worry about progress, and that's the best thing about powerlifting, is that anybody can do it and anybody can get better. It's not about anybody can deadlift 1,000 pounds. Not anybody can be a world record. But anybody can compete in it, take it seriously, improve, and get healthier from powerlifting. And that's the major benefit of it. The biggest thing about doing a powerlifting meet, like I said, is get that technique down. If your technique's down safely and following the commands, you're good to go. But you have to put yourself on the line. Once you start setting a date, setting a solid foundation of a goal, a solid goal, your training is going to get turned up, your nutrition is going to get locked in, you're going to start to think more and more about that goal, and progress will come faster. As well as competing in your first meet, you're going to set that bar. Powerlifting is the sport of your total, your best squat, bench, and deadlift. And then you compete again. Try to up that total, up that total, up that total. That's all it is. It's so damn simple. But you got to compete to set the bar in the first place. There's a million different federations. Basically, 3 main ones that are going on. A very popular one is the USAPL. That's a drug-tested federation, arguably the most strict federation. In the raw category there, you're allowed to use a belt, wrist wraps, and knee sleeves. That's it. You're going to walk out your squats. You're going to use the same barbell that you're going to use for the squat, bench, and deadlift. And here are some of the commands on those. So the squat commands for the USAPL and the IPF, that is our branch of the IPF, is you're going to walk, they're going to always say whenever it's your turn, they're going to say bar is loaded, meaning the bar is ready to lift. You're going to unrack the bar, step back. Once the judge sees you're stable and ready, they're going to give you a start. You're going to squat to depth. Depth means hip below your knee. That's hip crease below your knee. You're going to come up. You're going to hold it. Judge will say rack, and then you can rack the bar. That's how you get a good lift in the USAPL. On the bench, they're going to have you hold the bar out. They're going to give you a start command. You're going to bring the bar down to your chest. They will give you a press command. Then you will press. And they'll give you a rack command. Your feet must be flat on the ground. Head must be flat on the bench. And also your butt must stay on the bench throughout the entire lift. Deadlift, like the others, they will say bar is loaded. Once the bar is loaded, you can pull. It's probably the simplest one because all they do is when you lock it out, you got to hold it, show control. And they'll give you a down command. Then you must control the bar down. It doesn't have to be slow, but you can't drop it. Depending on the federation, I said there are different rules. Some do not have a start in the bench. Some use a monolift, so you don't have to have a start command in the squat, and you also don't have to walk out the squat. Some believe this is safer. The deadlift, the only main difference is sometimes there's a deadlift bar. The deadlift bar is a little bit whippier. It has some bend to it. It's also a little bit thinner. Some believe, and some do, lift more weight on a deadlift bar than they will a stiff bar, but not everybody. Also, some of these other federations are non-drug tested. These other federations, depending, there's millions out there. You can use knee wraps in raw or also sleeves in raw. Knee wraps do allow you to lift more weight. There's a little bit of a learning curve with them. They also are not always so comfortable. They can hurt, but they do add pounds to the bar and pounds to your squat. Those are just some of the basics of getting into your first powerlifting meet, getting to the sport of powerlifting. Hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit. If you guys want more detail on any of these topics, leave a comment below. Be sure to subscribe. More content coming your way. Silent Mike, I'm out of here, guys.